is up, my Dislyte family? Today I want to talk about the current meta, the current state of the game, and what units are actual powerhouses for this meta. And if you want to build a team in the PvP world, these are the units that you want to look out for, and this is what you'll need. Let's start with Raven. She's extremely devastating with her AoE cleave. She's really good against units like Icky. She's one of the only counters for certain teams that, require such a devastating AoE. And yeah, she's a godsend for people who have her and want to move up in the PvP world. A lot of these units are pretty much obsolete. Like Hyde is obsolete. Gaius, he could manage up probably until point where 16, 17, but then he falls off. You'll definitely want something stronger like a Raven, probably an even R2 Raven instead of R0. Um, all of these units kind of fell off. Fang Nuxie is still decent, not that great anymore. She used to be a lot stronger than she is now. Clara moved up a tier because Clara is really good at defending Icky, and she's really good for defensive comps. So Clara definitely got a power boost. Cecilia definitely got a power boost. Tever went down a couple of tiers. JJ went up a couple of tiers. JJ is really good for cleaving, for sustainability, for absorption of damage. Definitely, you'll be happy if you pull a JJ in this meta. Um, a lot of these units probably not something to look out for. Leon is still devastating at R6. She's still just as good as she was. 10 out of 10 unit for PvP. Ethan went down a bunch of tiers. The speed cleave meta is completely obsolete. With a unit like Icky and Sujay, you're no longer you need to kill enemies multiple turns, and Ethan is good for that first burst damage, but then he's pretty much obsolete. Sean Pin is up a couple of tiers. She's definitely a lot better than she was before with the Icky on the team. She's definitely adding a lot of damage. That chariot buff is amazing. That cannon buff is really good. R2 Jin Q, really good unit right now. Went up a couple of tiers, especially due to the fact that he gives 50% defense and damage boost to Icky and pretty much your whole team that applies debuffs. Incredibly important if you want to build a meta team to put him somewhere on the plate. Hilda R6 fell off a little bit. She's not as good as she was before, but she's still pretty good because she still scales off defense, and I'm sure you could throw her in there somewhere with Donar on like your third or fourth beat out team, because you can't constantly run your best teams in that mode. Anna went down a bunch of tiers substantially. She's completely countered in today's meta, so you guys may have pulled her, but she's probably like a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. She's no longer a 10 out of 10. She's no longer that powerhouse that she used to be. Toland went up a bunch of tiers. He used to be probably like an 8-9 unit for speed cleave comps because there is no faster unit than him. Now he has a completely different purpose than just being the fastest person on your team. He completely disables Mavis, and Mavis is probably a 10 out of 10 unit that you absolutely need in this type of meta if you're running a team with Icky in it, which you probably should be. And Sujay, probably the only unit on this list that's better than Icky. If you pull a R6 Sujay or a R0 Icky, they're probably about the same tier. I've seen teams without Icky on the tier list, and she's still in high rank point war, high rank beat out, high rank knockout modes. So Sujay is a standalone monster. Archibald is really good. He's really good to pair with Mavis. He's obviously an incredible help for any teams that run Mavis. If they throw in an Archibald with him, he puts out quite a lot. And Feng Shun, he's probably like a 9 or a 10 out of 10 unit for this meta, and he's definitely one of the top meta units that they have in the game right now. Everybody else is pretty much a B tier unit. Unfortunately, R6 tie is no longer gonna cut it. Tricky gets completely countered by Icky. that rhymes. Icky, Tricky. Yeah, I don't really see much more PvP units out there that are incredible. Maybe a little bit Everett. Everett is probably still a B tier unit, still usable for sure, but nothing meta out of him. Liam, probably you could utilize him for a PvP team, but again, not anything game breaking or team defining out of Liam. Definitely uh, an interchangeable unit, but you definitely want to look out for the units that I just mentioned. Especially don't sleep on this prison guy, Jin Q. He's really like a tier above what he used to be by a long shot. So yeah, look out for that, and hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe.